What is up, guys? Today I've got a cool little video for you. As you can see, well, really all the way around me, I've got a bunch of mounts on the wall, but in the last few years I haven't really mounted much. I've just been doing Euros. So I've kind of figured out a way to do all my own Euros, and I build my own hooks. So it's super cheap, super effective. You can yank them off the wall, admire them. They just set right back like so. So today what I'm going to be showing you in our video is how to European mount your own deer. I've got my buck from December 22nd out in the garage, and I'm going to show you a step-by-step on exactly how I do it, my method, and what works best for me. So that hopefully you guys can do your own European mounts moving forward if you so choose to. So follow along. This should be a interesting little video, and hopefully it'll show a few of you guys exactly what you need to know. Alright guys, I'm in the garage, and as you can see here, I've got my deer and just a big pot, a fish fryer or a turkey fryer. I'm going to fill this pot up with some warm water with a little bit of dish soap in it and start the simmer process. Alright guys, so I've got that stuff set up. Now I've just got some regular old dish soap, and just put a bunch in there, and all that does is it helps to grease the skull a little bit. Alright guys, so I've got the skull in there and I've got the soap in there. I just took a little bit of metal there and propped the skull up so it kind of sits a little farther forward. I don't like to get my bases in the water. It when they get boiled, it like cleans them up and just discolors them a little bit. So I like to keep them out of the water, and I'll just let it run from here. Just keep checking on it periodically. Alright guys, so I gotta edit this just a touch. Can't quite get the skull to sit how I want in the water without getting the bases in a bit. I don't want them discolored, so I've done this before. Just wrap it with foil and helps keep it from discoloring. Alright, so it took a couple things, but I got it shimmed up how I want. Alright guys, so the skull has been out here simmering for about an hour and a half now, and I'm going to go ahead and yank it out and see what it looks like. That should be good. Yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it's actually a nail puller or a flathead screwdriver and a pair of gloves and start doing a little scraping on this thing. Alright guys, so I've got a little nail puller here, and all I'm really trying to accomplish right this second is just to kind of break free some of this tougher stuff. I'm going to come in and I'm going to power wash it, so it'll break a lot of this free. But just like around this eye, there's some cartilage, and I'm going to go ahead now and remove the lower jaw and this back spinal column and try to get that stuff going so that these bigger chunks of meat are easier to break down. Alright guys, so I picked at the skull a little bit, got some of the major meat off there that I could for now. I refreshed the water, put some more dish soap in there, threw it back up here. I'm going to let it simmer for about another hour today. What is up guys? I am back. I've been away for a couple days, so that deer has just been sitting in that tub of water. I don't recommend that, but that was my circumstances. I had a couple other prior obligations, so I just put a pot back on to get it simmering. Now I'm gonna get out my power washer and power wash this deer skull a little bit. And after I'm done with that, I'll dip it back in the water so it can keep cooking down, and we just repeat this process a couple times. Alright guys, got that skull fairly clean. A few odds and ends. I'm going to get a pair of pliers, pull off a few things, and then throw it back in the water for a few minutes. Alright guys, the skull is fully clean now. It's pretty yellow as you can see, but what I'm going to do now is get it in a peroxide bath, dry it off here, get it in a peroxide bath for a couple of days, and keep that peroxide on it, and it'll whiten right up. Alright guys, I've got the skull all power washed out. It's ready to go, and we're going to start the bleaching process now. So I've got an old, or just a paint tray refill, $1 at Lowe's. Got it in an area of the garage that is going to be out of the way for just a couple of days. Just got a roll of paper towels and then some 3% hydrogen peroxide. And so all you need to do is just start undoing the paper towels and just stuff them anywhere that you can. Use as many paper towels as you can, stuffed in as many spots as possible. You want to fill the eye sockets in. Just get in there and go to town. So we've got this thing pretty well covered, so we're going to go ahead and set it down in the paint tray here. Grab our peroxide. And you just kind of start to spray it on. I usually use the whole bottle to get started. Take a couple paper towels, dab up in it, I might have got on the antlers. And then all I do is let that set. We're going to let it set for 3 days and kind of see where we're at after the 3-day mark. So about half a day. So you know, in the morning and in the evening, I'll come out here and I've got another bottle of peroxide ready, and I'll come out here and I'll just make sure that this is staying wet. And then at 3 days, 3.5 days, I'll take this off and see how it's looking, and then I let it set out to dry. And then I'll give it one final wash down, and it'll be ready to come inside. So Um, that's in pretty good shape, and we'll be back to check on it in a couple of days. Alright guys, so I just finished a Euro mount that I've been working on for a couple days. I had to drop it in peroxide for a couple more days since our last update. Last night I took it out of the peroxide mixture and just let it dry overnight. So we're about 18 hours since I've taken it out of the peroxide now. It's good and dry. I give it a good rinse, kind of wipe down the antlers, and now we're going to hang it up on my wall. So there you can see how it turned out. Super white, looks pretty good to me. I've got her all done here, and we're going to go ahead and hang it up on the wall. I make these little mounts myself for under a couple bucks, and they work really well. I've got a bunch of them on the wall, as you can see, and I actually had to take a deer down to put this one up to show you guys. So in my next video, I'm going to show you guys how I make my mounts. It's under $2 versus 30 or whatever it is for a skull hooker. So look out next Wednesday for that video. So this is the finished product from the project, and I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. So I appreciate you guys following along with the story, and we will see you here again next week.